Yep. So we'll wait just like around like 3 minutes before we start the class. But before we start, is my mic working? Could someone just type in chat to confirm that? Okay, it's working this time. Okay, good. So I got new earbuds, so hopefully it's gonna be much more smooth this time compared to last week. Okay. So yeah, this week we're gonna do a Kahoot at the end. So yeah, that's fun. And we'll start at 7:05 to give people some time. Hello. How are you doing today? Oh, yeah, also at the end, if we have time after the Kahoot, I'd like if y'all just wrote down some critiques, some comments about the class. Oh yeah, okay. Very good to be excited about the Kahoot. So yeah, there's some critiques or comments about the class, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, any questions you have, etc. So yeah. The actual part of this is going to be shorter than it was for the previous classes. It's like there's less slides. So yeah, hopefully more fun stuff for the last week. Okay, so I think we can just get about started right now. Yeah, this is the last week for the neuroscience class. So yeah, I'll just share my screen now to the slides. Oh, wait, hold up. Okay. So as you can see here, let me make sure I can see chat in the Q&A. I'll put it here. Okay. So this week we will be going over, or in the last week, we will be going over the major diseases of the nervous system. So yeah, we'll get started into the overview. So in case you missed the last class, we discussed the senses of your body. And these senses of our body are crucial to help us see the entire world. And without these senses, we wouldn't be able to do many of the things that we can in these actions. For example, if you didn't have the sense of pain, you wouldn't be able to, if you stepped on a nail, you wouldn't be able to know that you're stepping on a nail and you can't lift your foot out. So it's really important that we able to have these senses. And if you didn't, you couldn't have vision and you can see like a ball flying right next to you, then that would be bad too. So the last 3 weeks, we discussed what happens whenever the nervous system actually functions correctly, by meaning like everything is perfectly, the nerves are working and everything. However, knowing what happens when people aren't healthy is just as important to know what happens when people are healthy. The reason for this is that diseases throughout the entire population of the earth are pretty important to help treat. And knowing the different mechanisms of how these diseases work allows scientists, researchers, and doctors to help discover new cures and treatments and strategies to help combat these diseases so more people can become healthy. Also, knowing what happens whenever certain parts of your body don't work can help you realize what happens and what these actual body parts do. So start off this lesson, we're going to first look at Alzheimer's disease. So actually, another thing to know about this entire thing is that a lot of the stuff from this 4th week, I put this all at the last week because it incorporates some stuff from most of the weeks. Like it can incorporate things from the 1st week, 2nd week, and 3rd week. So think of this week as something like a collective lesson, using the principle that you learned earlier to help on what happens when they don't work. And so don't also, like last week, don't worry about getting everything written down or memorizing everything right now. It's all going to be posted. You can see the video later again. So just try to go understand right now and just see like what's actually happening. So yeah, first let's go into Alzheimer's. So there's a good chance that you've heard about this disease, and it usually affects older people. It doesn't affect kids, but so this disease is a memory disease, and it permanently affects your brain so that it's different from everyday forgetting. For example, let's say you're going to a lesson, for example, to teach kids, and you forgot one of the lessons that day or a fact. That's everyday forgetting, what pretty much every single person has, unless you have a photographic memory or you can remember everything, which is pretty rare. So for the most of us, we do forget things, and it happens to us all the time. But people with Alzheimer's, the forgetfulness that they have can get to a point where it's more extreme, and they can forget more things. And yeah, so the cells of the nervous system, and if you recall what they were, or the neurons, these structures, they don't work properly because in them, there are these deposits of fiber in the brain that prevent the normal function or the accumulation of these fibers. When these fibers get accumulated in your brain, they start to tangle up. And think of that when it gets tangled up, it prevents the actual function of it and the actual signaling of your nerves. So the protein involved with this is known as amyloid, or the fiber, or one of the things to help the progression of the disease. You don't have to know that it's, wait, you have photographic memory? Okay, well, then we'll see at the Kahoot, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, if you can remember everything, then that's like props to you. I wish I could remember everything. Sadly, I can't. Well, I mean, if you could remember everything, you might like drive you crazy, but that's another discussion. So the protein involved is amyloid, yeah. And this leads to a lack of neurotransmitter or chemical messengers which send the signals. Like with Alzheimer's, since there's a lack of these neurotransmitters, signals can't be sent. And when these signals can't be sent throughout the brain, and especially in memory areas, it can cause the disease. I'll leave this slide up for a bit before going on to the next one. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the diseases, so the important thing to know is even if like this happens, a lot of them, they can sound scary, which is why I kind of shied away from this lesson, because a lot of the people here are elementary schoolers. But yeah, but a lot of the cases for Alzheimer's we'll see later on are pretty mild. Well, so it's not like anything too much. But a lot of cases you can forget. So let's look at the causes of this first, though. So there's no one definite cause. Like, for example, if this happens, Alzheimer's will happen. But there's like a multitude of different things that may play a role in getting it. For example, faulty genes, or genes are the things you might have learned in the genetics class today, or it's on Tuesday, I think. But these genes might have been mutated or affected, which can have something rare happening, specific lifestyles, or having other diseases that affect the brain. So these can all contribute to Alzheimer's, but it's not saying if you have another disease that affects the brain, you're guaranteed to get Alzheimer's. There's still a pretty lower chance of getting it, but it's just having any one of these causes or risk factors could increase your chances, but still it's probably low chance because it's a pretty rare disease to have, or not that many people have it. So next, let's look at this part. So for the rare, they're really common. See, I'm pretty sure, I don't know like the exact percentage of it, but a majority of the population doesn't have it. It's not really a common disease. It's not like something like the cold or flu that people just get a lot, but it's a pretty rare disease in the sense that it doesn't usually happen, really. So, but I mean, the older you get, like if you're something really old, you have an increased chance of getting it. But I don't have the exact number. I can look it up. What percent? So yeah, usually people in older, they have a high chance of getting it, but usually, yeah, Alzheimer's affects like so it's gonna develop slowly over time. Like most of them actually do that, and Alzheimer's mainly affects like really older adults that are like 70s, 80s people. So yeah. So that's why people sometimes scientists think that a lot of the stuff can be due to aging. So yeah. So let's talk about how it progresses. So in the beginning, Alzheimer's doesn't affect how people function much. For example, you might just forget something like a familiar word or something familiar. So it's not something too bad or big, but the memory loss can get more severe depending on how like severe Alzheimer's disease is. The next, what area of the brain the Alzheimer's affects. So recall that Alzheimer's is a memory disease. And if you remember from one of the previous lessons, the hippocampus is the part of your brain that is important in memory. So it can later affect parts of your brain important for language and reasoning. So what to know from here on, though, is the main thing is that in the beginning, Alzheimer's isn't really too bad. You just forget some simple stuff. But then another thing to know is that the hippocampus is the main region of the brain affected. So yeah, and the hippocampus is also with memory. This may or may not be on your Kahoot about the hippocampus. So yeah. I'll leave it for a bit. Okay, just know like the main thing about the hippocampus and the progression. Oh, yep. Okay. So yeah, now let's talk about treatments. So fortunately, unfortunately, right now, there is no cure for Alzheimer's, but scientists, researchers, doctors, they're all working really hard to help find a cure. But they've already developed a bunch of treatments that are really important in helping it and have made it a lot more manageable to treat. So if you recall, with Alzheimer's, there's not enough neurotransmitter. So what doctors developed is a medicine that can help increase the amount of neurotransmitter in the actual body, in the brain. And this can help reverse or treat some of the symptoms or some like the characteristics of the disease. Exercise as well may improve the symptoms. So you might be asked, how does exercise help? So if you know, when you exercise a lot, your heart pumps out a lot of blood. Whenever there's more blood to your brain, it can have more nourishment and you can get more nutrients. So this can help reverse some of the like how the neurons are like shrinking inside. Maybe it can help reverse that. They're getting more nutrients. So this one is not really too much anything, I think, that you need to write down. So we'll go next. So this is just a scan of your brain. You can see right here that in Alzheimer's, there's less color, which this scan shows the levels of activity. So you can see Alzheimer's, there's less activity there compared to a normal brain. So next, we're going to go to this. Someone typed in chat. Oh, the brain looks scary. Okay, this is just a scan of your brain. This doesn't show like how it actually looks like. This, later as you go on and you start to see more stuff about neuroscience, you'll see that these scans are actually really useful because it shows the levels of activity in your brain. And so, yeah. So these brain scans are actually really important. So yeah, next we're going to talk about the second disease. And this, we have 3, and it's Parkinson's. So Parkinson's, also similarly to Alzheimer's disease, usually affects the elderly people, like really old people. So in this disease, neurons die and they can't function properly because similarly to Alzheimer's, there is a lack of neurotransmitter. And this time the neurotransmitter is called dopamine, which you may have heard of before. Well, I don't know, I'm not sure if we did though, I don't really remember. But a region of your part of your brain and the neurons are heavily involved in this cause. This region of the brain is called the basal ganglia. You don't have to memorize this term. Actually, never mind. Yeah, I would know what the basal ganglia is. Just write it down. It's like basal ganglia, Parkinson's, because those two are like pretty connected to each other. So Parkinson's is characterized by tremors in your hand, like this, and stiffness and slower motion. And some environmental factors can reduce the risk of Parkinson's disease. So if you're taking notes on the slides, the main things I would note down are the basal ganglia, dopamine, and like stiffness happens, all of that. So I'll leave some time in case anyone wants to put it down. Okay. Let's go next onto the causes of Parkinson's. So Parkinson's disease has many causes, similarly to almost a ton of diseases. They all have many things that can contribute to it, but the main one is, also, never mind, this is different. Yeah, the main one is called like reduced release of the dopamine. And so this causes some neurons to die because some of these neurons actually depend on the dopamine for their activity levels, which, since the dopamine in the basal ganglia area helps control your muscle movements, this can be slow, trembling movements. Lifestyle can also have an effect on developing Parkinson's. For example, for some people, it's like for smoking too much, it can lead to it. That doesn't mean if you're going to get Parkinson's, but you have an increased risk of getting it. Yeah. For this one, I would just know about slow trembling movements, less use of dopamine, and yeah, and how lifestyle can cause it. Okay. Go to the next slide. So now let's talk about the treatments again. So some treatments could be medicine that increase the amount of dopamine levels or neurotransmitter levels and help restore that function. So one specific medicine you can know, you don't have to necessarily memorize it, but it's called levodopa or L-dopa. Okay. Parkinson's affects multiple organs because their muscles technically count as them. So it affects your brain, and it can also affect your muscles. So it can affect your whole body movement. For example, it's going to be like more stiffer to walk. So in that sense, yeah, it does affect the whole body, but not like every organ is affected, because it can like more stiff to walk, and it also affects the brain. So yeah, onto the treatments again. Levodopa, you can see the word dopa in there, dopa for dopamine. Anti-tremor medicines can help reduce the tremors that you might experience, or in my experience. And sometimes surgery, which is going into the brain with special tools to correct some disorder, is needed. So the main thing to know about the treatments is that just pretty much the main thing to know is that the medicines help restore dopamine levels. And that's the main, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing important to know. I'll keep the slide up for a bit and I'll move on. Okay. So yeah, if you see right here, you can see it's like trembling. But this doesn't mean that if you're like an old person that's like stooping down and walking, they have Parkinson's. Obviously not, because this is just how sometimes the tremor, substantia nigra right here. This is just a part of the basal ganglia, so think of it as diminished basal ganglia. The dopamine levels are affected, as you can see, and the neurons are also affected by Parkinson's. So yeah, and finally, we're going to go on to epilepsy. So this one, a bit different. It's not like, it's similar to Parkinson's and it affects your muscles. So they have something called a seizure, which is a sudden electrical disturbance in your brain where your neurons fire a lot and they have like uncontrolled firing of your neurons. Because the brain sends the signals to the muscles, as you recall with Parkinson's, people with this have a hard time controlling their muscles when they have seizure like this. So they can be dramatic, or they can be less dramatic. For example, just seeing movements of your hand, or just staring at one part, or not staring. That's not a good example, but like, yeah, it's like shaking your hand. So that's how it can vary between the two. So this is just caused by electrical disturbances by overfiring of your neurons. Yeah. Move on to the next one. I want to have some time for the Kahoot and some questions. Yeah, let's look at some more things about it. So there's not a lot known about the disease right now, but it's obviously contagious because it's not like infectious. So some causes of it, there's a mix of environmental, genetic, for genes, and medical history. For example, has someone gotten the other brain diseases before? So having a history of having another brain disease increase your chances. But so yeah. So then treatments of this. A doctor may scan the brain waves with a device to see the levels of activity of the brain after a seizure. So once a doctor is able to do that, they can help determine what might have caused it in that case. Then they can apply a treatment that goes specifically for that specific cause. So for this one, just know the causes are mixed, and treatment, the doctor can use a brain scan to determine what might have caused it. Okay. Oh, that's the end of the class. I'll leave this up for a little bit more. I mean, the classes, we're gonna have to go to the Kahoot and question stuff. So, does everyone want to go onto the Kahoot, or do you have any questions about the actual slides first? Everyone type in chat if they want to move on to the Kahoot, or yeah, epilepsy can be passed down by genetics, yeah. But it's not like the same way you think of, oh, you want to do the Kahoot, okay. It's not like the same way, for example, your parents have a blue eye color, you can have also a blue eye, or like you have blue colored eyes. It's different because it's like a rare mutation in your genes that could pass on. But so yeah, just like if the genes mutate and stuff, they can cause epilepsy. So yeah, just to conclude it, to end off the class, we'll play Kahoot that covers all the lessons, the previous lessons, and this class. So everyone get hyped for the Kahoot. We're gonna start soon. Let me stop sharing and get to the thing. Let me get here. Okay. Let me send the link. Or okay. So let me go back to screen share. Wait. How do I? Yeah, okay, there. I keep forgetting how to screen share. But yeah. Oh, let me just play host. Okay, everyone, get ready for this Kahoot. Okay, so game's been loading. This then sign in. Preferably put your real name in, but you can put a name in there as long as appropriate. So yeah, it would be preferred if you put your real name. Okay, Arja's here, Aaron's here now. Okay, very exciting. Kahoots are always fun. So yeah. So there's 5 people in. There should be around like 16. So yes, try to get in the game. If you don't want to play, just like say it in chat, but it's a good way to exercise your skill and what you've learned about tissue. What? What is tissue? Oh, yeah, that like someone's name. yeah, everyone just join in. Kahoots are very fun. So around 10 more people to join. The word tissue, hold on, yeah. Yeah, I'll give around a couple of minutes, so 7:30 to join. So yeah, everyone just join in. The pin's in the screen share. I'll type it in chat in case anyone doesn't see. 1, 2, 5, 4, 8, 7, 8. Oh, you're eating? Okay, then yeah, that's fine. Just play along, not play along, but like listen along to what the questions are. I'll wait like 2 more minutes till like 7:30, and then at 7:30 we're gonna start the game. So everyone just come in. Don't be shy. Almost done? Okay. Oh, the nickname is the first one. Oh, okay. Will inertia. Okay. We'll wait some time. It's like 7:30. We'll start the game. Come on, like there's a lot of people. More people can join. Don't be shy. Kahoot's very fun. So yeah, but if you're not playing, at least if you're not going to play the Kahoot, at least pay attention to the questions so you can see and review stuff that we learned about in the previous classes. So yeah. And also, let's try to get this Kahoot a bit more fast-paced so we have some time for questions. Okay, now at 7:30. If you want to join later on, you decide to for some reason, you can do that. But we'll start the Kahoot. So everyone get ready. 1. Cool. I probably should have put more time actually. Oh, okay. I mean, actually 20 seconds is fine. Oh, wait, cool. Yep, brain and spinal cord are the 2 structures part of the central nervous system. So yeah, let's see in the lead. So order the number 1 with Vivian. Number 2. Let's next one. Yep, a neuron. The neuron is the cell of the nervous system. Okay. Another multi-select. Okay, so yeah, it's neurotransmitter and neuromodulator. These are the 2 type chemical messengers. Neurotransmitters, they just signal things, and neuromodulators, they how something responds to a signal. Dendrite isn't a chemical messenger. It's a part of your neuron, and a synapse is where this chemical messengers are sent across. It's between 2 neurons. So yeah, those 2 are right. So who's in the lead now? Okay, Vivian had a streak. Anti-streak is 3. So Aaron and RJ are pretty close now. So okay, so yeah, this one's important to know, but the cerebrum is the region of the brain that takes up the most space. It's the biggest part of it. So yeah, there are 2 other regions of the cerebrum, or 2 other regions of the brain. There is the cerebellum and the brainstem. So cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, 3 parts of it. So, okay, Art is in the lead. Yeah. Storage of memory. Told you all this would come up. Yep, so I said it earlier in this thing, but it's the hippocampus. This part of your brain is also affected in the Alzheimer's. So, yep. Also, if you recall from the previous lessons, the hippocampus looks like a horseshoe. So, yeah. This one's a bit more memory dependent. Let's see. Remembered. Oh, only one. Okay, so yeah, it is four. Their four lobes is this the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the occipital lobe. Four lobes, and you don't have to memorize the names. No, they're four. It's also in the previous class, week 2. We talked about it. Yeah. I'll try to get some questions faster. Yeah. Because I want to have some time for questions. Okay, good. So yeah, it's false. Stimulus or stuff in the environment that do change. And that's what causes our senses. Okay. Done. Oh wait, oh my bad. We already started the Kahoot part. My bad about that. But yeah, a lot of stuff was just in our other classes. But yes, yeah, this is taste buds. I mean, papillary, I feel like could technically be an answer because papillary are important for the taste. I'm mainly looking for like the straightforward answer, which is taste buds. So yeah, we're looking for like the direct answer. Notice the word major. And you can look at the other answer choices too. Yep, it's the cochlea. So it goes the outer ear, the middle ear, inner ear. Yep. So it does treat your, that is true. However, the ones that increase the amount of dopamine are for Parkinson's disease. So yeah. So I put in the trick question there. Yep, this is the basal ganglia. Yeah, this part affects your muscles. So Parkinson's disease, this. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, nice. Okay, yep, this is true. So yeah, this is what causes the seizures with epilepsy. Okay, 2 more questions left. All of them are. Yes, what's the most awesome and cool class you took at Kid Teach Kid? This is a very tough question, you know, extremely tough question. So yeah, because I know you probably like the other classes too, but I'm gonna type in chat. Yeah, this must be a really tough question. So, yeah. Wait, did I not make, oh wait, shoot. Oh, wait, I forgot to make that option right. Okay, that's my bad. I forgot to, hey, that's an accident, okay? I forgot to make that answer choice correct when I was collecting the answers. It probably just didn't register my click. But yeah, if you selected neuroscience, that is the correct answer. I was just joking. But yeah. Okay, now, yeah, I feel bad for that one person that clicked. Yeah, yeah, my bad. Okay, this is the last one, but no, I should have done it. I should have like swapped the position between true and false. So some people, they automatically click on the left side for a true, but so if I flip the true and false thing, then that would have been pretty funny. But yeah, olfaction means sense of smell. So yeah, olfaction means smell. Oh, boo for the answers. Oh, okay, well, I guess. So yeah, third place you have Aaron. Congrats. Second place you have Vivian. Congrats. In first place you have Arjav. Good. That was louder than I thought it would be. But yeah, good job running up with them and tofu. So now I'll stop the share. So this is pretty much the end. We'll still have like more minutes of class, but there's like not much more like teaching on. So what I want everyone to do right now in the chat is type in what they liked about the course, what they didn't like about the course, and just any questions in general you want to know about it. Yeah, everyone just go in, critiques, comments, anything about the class, this critique thing. So yeah. Didn't like the 13th question. Well, what is your favorite class then in Kid Teach Kid? The Rising Star one, Carol. Forensics. Oh yeah, the person is actually pretty interesting because the person doing the forensics class, she did Science Olympiad for Crime Busters, and she's asked my partner for the forensics event. So like I do it with her. So yeah, she's very at forensics. That's a very valid one. But I'm assuming that neuroscience is a very close second. No, extremely close second. It's very in second place. Yeah. Oh, okay. Neuroscience is a very, neuroscience is a, why'd you put all neuroscience? Oh, I just want to make like something about like the entire class. Oh, how old I am? I am 14. So yeah, I'll be a freshman at Seven Lakes High School next year. So yeah, I'm pretty old, I guess. But yeah, like the Kahoot for learning about neuroscience. So yeah, neuroscience is a very important topic. It's a very interesting topic, and it's starting to gain more traction within the scientific field. So if y'all want to learn more about neuroscience, I suggest you just look it up and find more stuff on the internet, because this is a very interesting field, especially biology, because without your brain, I mean, can't really do anything. You're not, well, my parents are older than you, my grandma's older. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. 14 is pretty young. So, yeah. Inertia, the property of matter on the science guy. Why do you have inertia so much? Okay. So yeah, just keep putting some critiques, comments, questions, anything, put in the chat. I'd like to answer. Anything really. 3 minutes left of class. So it's anything you want to talk about, preferably related to neuroscience. Yeah. Inertia. Can we leave? I mean, I guess I'll leave, but I would really, yeah, y'all could like ask things. What is a favorite course? You can't choose your own. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, the neuroscience class was pretty good. I heard it was pretty good from someone. So, yeah. And also, Carol, that was a joke mainly. No, that was a joke. Like I put neuroscience as a joke. That was supposed to be a joke question that everyone would get points for. So yeah, I hope the class was good. I hope it taught you something about it. If you enjoy studying about it and you enjoy learning about your brain, then yeah. Oh, you mean inertia? Very good. So yeah, if you enjoy watch all the answers in there, so that was a joke. Okay, that was just it's just like saying it was supposed to get you to click that neuroscience was the best course. That was a joke question. Didn't matter. Yeah, I learned. Oh yeah, that's what I was. See, that's what I was thinking about. So like, cause whenever I was in third grade and I the same thing about the nervous thing. No, I went to Griffin Elementary. So yeah. So I was thinking that if some people did like a GT thing, they might have already known anything. But for the people that didn't do that, that's why I try to keep the course like that. So instead of like, because originally the stuff was I was thinking of making the stuff more advanced, but I decided to keep it like the way it was because some people might have done that. Yeah, bye. Oh yeah, Finley is a school. It's an elementary school. So, yeah. We did law in third. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think law. Also, I think the topics for GT actually cycle. So I guess I wasn't there for goal, but my third grade year we did. So my third grade year we did we did cranial connections, we did oceanography, we did something about geology or something like that. Don't really remember. It was about like volcanoes and stuff. I remember it was fun. I don't know if like the topics changed, but actually, if you're in KDIC, in fifth grade, you get to do a showcase about something one of the topics you learned throughout the year. And the topic that I chose was about like neuroscience and stuff because it was one of the topics we learned. So yeah, if you're wait, you chose architecture. Oh, okay. I didn't like I had architecture in fourth grade. I didn't really like it that much, but yeah, if you wait, are you in? Yeah, if you're doing the fifth grade showcase, then oh yeah, it was the highlight of the year. It was like the most fun thing ever, and for me at least. So, what'd you do your topic on for it? Actually, yeah, I probably did. Oh, okay, 7:45 now. Oh yeah, see that. So yeah, are you going into fifth? Oh, okay. So yeah, well that's gonna be very fun. So I hope everyone has a great summer. Wish you luck with the rest of your stuff you do in the rest of school, and bye.